Hello everybody, how are you? Today we will solve a lot of questions about integration by parts. Look at this example. We want to find integration about x multiplied by e power x dx. To find integration about x multiplied e power x dx, you must know this rule. Integration about u dv equal uv subtract integration about v multiplied du. Okay, v du. Who can solve it? First, we must let u equal x, okay? U equal x and v equal ex. And derivative about u equal du equal dx. The derivative about u. And integration about this function. V equal ex, so derivative about v equal ex. So we can find the result about integration. Look at u was x, we can write x, okay? Let u equal x. And v equal ex, we can write ex here. Subtract integration about v equal ex, we can write e power x. Du equal what? Du equal dx, right here, dx. And complete the result about this integration. We can write x multiply e power x, subtract integration about e power x, it will be e power x, and the result will be plus constant. So the result will be x multiply e power x, subtract e power x plus constant. It's okay. Again. This example, we want to find integration about x multiply e power x dx. Look at this rule about solving example about integration by parts. Let u equal x, we must let u equal x. The first will be x and second will be e power x. We can find the derivative about the first, about term x exponent power 1, so we can write derivative about u equal du equal dx, and v we called it e power x, and then we can find derivative about v equal ex dx. We can derivative about this function, so we can using this rule u multiply dv, integration about u dv equal u v subtract integration about v du. We can write u here x. Look at u will be x, and multiply v equal e power x. Here subtract integration about v called e power x, multiply by du equal dx. So we can find here by this row x multiply ex, subtract integration about ex dx. You can use this method about solve this example. X, look at here, x multiply e power x, subtract e power x dx, and you can find integration about e power x, it will be e power x plus constant. It's okay. Another example, we want to find integration about x power 2 total n of x dx. Who can solve this example? We can use the rule about the last question. We can write integration about u dv equal uv subtract integration about v du. So we must let u equal the first, u over x equal 1 over x, so du equal 1 over x dx, and integration about dv equal v, and x power 2 dx equal x power 3 over 3. Okay, so we can find what the integration about this function, x power 2 dx, x power 2 dx will be x power 3 over 3. So we can find the result, integration about x power 2 ln x dx, but about this rule, u multiply v, we know u was ln of x, so we can write ln x multiply by v was x power 3 over 3. Complete, subtract. Integration about v spars 3 over 3 du. du equal 1 over x dx. 1 over x dx. We can sample that. The result will be third x power 3 ln of x. Subtract third, we can write third outside. Integration about x power 3 divided by x, it will be x power 2 dx. And we know the result will be third x power 3 ln of x. Subtract third, we can find integration about x power 2. We can add 1 to the power and divide it by the new power, x power 3 divided by 3 plus constant. Okay, so we can complete it. 1 over 3 x power 3 ln of x. Subtract 1 over 9 x power 3 plus constant. Again, we can solve it again. Okay, so pay attention about this example, it's important. Integration about x power 2 ln x dx. First, let u equal ln of x to find the derivative about this function. U, derivative about u equal du over dx equal 1 over x, and integration about this function x power 2 dx. x power 2 dx, we can find integration about this terms. We must add 1 to the power and divide it by the new power. So dv, integration about dv equal v, and we can write x power 3 divided by 3. So we can, using this method, ln x multiply by x power 3 over 3, subtract integration about x power 3 over 3 multiply by 1 over x, or can, using this rule, u dv, integration about u dv equal u multiply v subtract integration about v du. So u towards ln x multiply v towards x power 3 over 3, subtract integration about x power 3 over 3 multiply 1 over x dx, and we can sample it here. The result will be integration about 1 over 3 outside, x power 2 dx, and we can write 1 over 3 x power 3 ln of x, subtract 1 over 3 x power 3 over 3, you must add power 1 to this power and divide it by the new power plus constant. It's okay, we must know this step about the example. Okay, goodbye. We will solve a lot of question now. Okay, pay attention about this example. Integration about ln of x dx. We can solve it. We know integration about u dv equal v u multiply u v subtract integration about v du. So we must let u equal ln of x, and integration about a derivative about u, it will be du over dx. Integration about a derivative about, we can find the derivative of this function, 1 over x dx, and we can write dv equal what? Equal 1 dx. And we can write what? We can write integration about this function. Integration about dv equal v, and integration about 1 dx equal x. So we must write this rule, ln of x multiply by v subtract v multiply integration about v multiply this term. Okay, or using this method. So the integration about ln of x dx equal, we must write this rule. Okay, keep in your mind this rule to find any example. It's very easy. You must know again u equal ln of x, and derivative about u equal du, derivative about ln of x equal 1 over x dx, and write dv equal 1 multiply dx, and we can integration about dv equal v, and integration about 1 dx equal x. So we can write u multiply v, u equal ln of x, so u multiply v ln x multiply x, so the result will be x multiply ln of x. Subtract integration about v multiply du, v equal x multiply du 1 over x dx, and we can cancel x with x here, and the result will be x multiply ln of x subtract integration about 1 dx. So we can write the result x multiply ln of x subtract integration about 1, it will be x plus constant. It's the result about this example. Okay, you must write all this question in your notebook to know all properties. Okay, other example, want to find integration about x power 2 multiply sine x dx. Who can solve it? We have x power 2, this term multiplied by a geometric function, so we must using integration parts about this example. Let u equal x power 2 and du will be 2x dx. Okay, and we can write dv equal what? The rest sine x dx, and we can find integration. We have here derivative and here integration. Integration about dv will be v, and integration about sine x, it will be negative cosine x, and we must multiply by this term, multiply, and we can using this method to find the integration. Okay, dot integration this, so we can write the result equal, we can write x power 2 multiply by negative cosine x, x power 2 multiply negative cosine x, subtract integration about negative cosine x, negative multiply negative equal positive cosine x dot 2x dx, and we must write 2 outside here, so the result will be negative x power 2 dot cosine x plus 2 right outside here, integration about x cosine x dx, and this term we can find the integration by integration part is about x cosine x, and write the result here. So this integration we can solve it here and find the result here in this term. Okay, I will solve it outside here and write the result again. Okay, I will complete it here, such that we want to find integration about x multiply cosine x dx. Want to find integration about this expression. Let u equal x and du equal dx, and we can write dv equal what? X dot cosine x, dv equal what? Again, u equal x and dv equal 1 dv equal cosine dx, cosine x dx. It will be u and it will be v, u and v, u and v, u and v. Okay, to using this rule, integration about u dv equal uv subtract integration about v du. So we must write here u equal x and dv equal cosine x dx, and we find the integration about this function and we find the derivative about this function. We can find integration about this function here, dv will be v and cosine x, it will be sine x, and we can using this method x multiply by sine x subtract, so the result will be, we can write here x multiply sine x, x multiply by sine x subtract integration about sine x dx. Okay, sine x multiply dx. Understood? Again, u multiply vu was x, and v equals sine x, so the result will be x multiply sine x. Subtract integration about v multiply du. V equals sine x and u equal dx, so the result will be integration about sine x dx. So the result will be x sine x. Subtract integration about sine x equal negative cosine x, so we can write here negative cosine x, negative multiply by negative equal positive, negative multiply by negative equal positive, cosine x plus constant. Okay, so we can complete the example here. You can cancel this integration and write this expression here. Okay, so the result will be negative x power 2 cosine x plus 2 multiply all this term. You can write x sine x here, 2 multiply x sine x plus 2 multiply cosine x, 2 cosine x plus constant. So is the result about the integration, is the last result. We must write all this step in your notebook to understood. Okay, understood. Another example, we want to find integration about x power 2 e power x dx. Who can solve it? First, we must put u and dv. U equal, and we define derivative about u, and dv we can find the v, integration and derivative. You must using this method. Okay, we can write u equal x power 2 and du equal 2x dx, and derivative here, and we can write the inverse about derivative integration. dv equal what? We can write here x power 2 and ex dx here, e power x dx, it's dv. And we can find integration about ex dx, it will be e power x. And we can using a method here, e power x power 2 multiply by e power x, subtract integration about e power x multiply by this expression to x dx. So we can write 2x multiply e power x dx here. Can you understand this method? It's very easy to know this method. Okay, x power 2 multiply e power x, subtract integration about e power x multiply 2x dx, and then we can find the result about integration about this expression, and the result will be put it here. Okay, such that the last question. Understood? Okay, I will complete integration about this expression, such that integration about 2x multiply e power x dx. Let u equal to x, and derivative about u equal du equal to dx, and we can dv here, derivative about this function, it will be ex e power x dx. We can write here integration about this function v and e power x, and we can using this method to find the result. 2x multiply by e power x, so the result will be, you can write it here, 2x multiply e power x, subtract integration about ex multiply 2 dx. We can write 2 outside here and e power x dx here. We can find integration about e power x, it will be e power x, so we can find the result here. We can cancel this expression and raise the result here. we can write the result here about this function. Okay, integration about x power 2. We can write the result what? X power 2 multiply e power x. X power 2 multiply e power x. Subtract integration about this expression. This expression, the result will be 2x dot e power x. Subtract 2 integration about this term. But negative, we must distribution about all terms. So the result will be negative 2x e power x plus, because negative multiply negative equal positive, 2 e power x dx. Dx will cancel it and write the constant, because we can find the integration about this term. So the result will be x power 2 e power x subtract 2x e power x plus 2 e power x plus constant. It's easy or not? You must using this method to solve an example. It's not possible. You can find complete this and simplest. We can find e power x outside here and write x power 2 subtract 2x plus 2 in brackets plus constant outside. You can simplest about this example. What about this example? We want to find integration about ln x all power 2 dx. How can solve it? You can using integration parts to find the result about this example. Let u equal ln of x power 2, and then derivative about this function will be what? We can here du equal a derivative about this function. We can drop the power here to multiply ln of x multiply by the derivative about x here about this function. It will be 1 over x. Understood? We can drop x2 here, the derivative about this function. We can drop 2 here and subtract 1 from this power, and the result will be 2 multiply ln x multiply integration derivative about ln of x 1 of x over x. Okay, and we can write dv equal dx, and we can write integration about this function will be v equal what? Equal x. Dx equal integration about dx equal x, and we can using the result multiply by ln x to power 2 multiply by x. The result about this example we can write here x multiply by ln of x all power 2 subtract integration about x multiply this expression multiply negative integration about x multiply 1 over x multiply 2 multiply ln of x. Understood? Again, we use the method uv. We can using the method uv subtract integration about v du. We can use this method u multiply v subtract integration about v du, and we can complete it. We can write x dot ln of x power 2 subtract integration about x. We can cancel by x, so we can write 2 outside integration about ln of x dx. We can write here dx and we can find integration about this expression and write here. Okay, I will complete it here such that integration about ln of x dx. We want to find integration about ln of x dx. We must write u equal ln of x, then derivative about u, derivative u equal 1 over x dx. Okay, and we can write derivative will be dx, and we can write integration about this function will be v equal x. So we can write ln x multiplied by x. The result will be x multiply ln of x subtract integration about x multiply 1 over x dx x multiply 1 over x dx. We can cancel x with x, so the result will be, we can write it here about integration. We can write the result x ln of x subtract integration about 1 dx. So the result will be x ln of x subtract integration about 1, it will be x plus constant. So we can write it here, but don't forget 2 outside. We must distribute 2 to all expression. Then the result will be, we can write the result here. Okay, I will write the result here. Okay, x ln x whole power 2 subtract 2 multiply by x ln of x subtract x plus constant. It's okay or not? I know it's very difficult or easy. I know. You must write all steps to know the steps. You must write in your notebook to know all steps. It's very easy. You must know all steps to find the result. Don't forget this method. It's very easy to find the result, but we want to write a lot of time to find the result, and pay attention about all the steps. Okay, another example, we want to find integration about ln of x power 7 dx. We know we can drop 7 outside. It's a property about ln of, we can write 7 outside, integration about 7 ln of x dx. So we can write 7 integration about ln of x dx. We can find by using integration practice. We can using u equal ln of x and derivative about u equal 1 over x dx, and we can write derivative equal dx, and integration will be v equal x. We can find the result ln x multiply by x. The result will be 7 outside, x multiply ln of x subtract integration about x multiply 1 over x equal 1, x multiply 1 over x equal 1 dx, integration about 1. Okay, I will simplify it here. Understood what I say? Ln x multiply x, we can write outside here, subtract integration about x multiply 1 over x, x multiply 1 over x equal 1 dx, 1 dx. So the result will be 7 multiply x multiply by ln of x subtract x integration about 1 dx, it will be x plus constant. So the result will be 7 x ln x subtract 7, the result will be right here 7x ln of x subtract 7x plus constant. Another example, we want to find integration about e power x multiply sine x dx. First we can write u equal sine x and dv equal e or x dx. We can find the derivative here about du equal cosine x dx, and we can find integration about this function, dv will be v, and integration about e power x dx, it will be e power x. And we can using the rule sine x multiply e power x, so the result will be e power x multiplied by sine x, and we can find e power x multiply by cosine dx, integration negative integration by e power x cosine x dx, e power x cosine x dx. We want to find integration about this function. Okay, integration about this function, and can write the result inside here. It's okay. Okay, so we must find integration about this expression. It's okay, it's clear. Okay, I will find here integration about e power x cosine x dx. We can write here u equal cosine x and du equal negative sine x dx, and dv equal what? dv equal e power x dx. You can write it here, e power x dx, and integration, it will be v equal ex, and we must use the rule cosine x multiply e power x, subtract the difference between integration e power x and negative sine x dx. We can complete it here. The result will be e power x sine x subtract cosine x multiply e power x ex multiply cosine x, subtract integration about e power x, subtract sine x dx, it will be positive sine x dx. Look at here, this expression equals this expression. We can move the expression from left hand side to right hand side. We have negative in the rule here, must convert this sign. Okay, I will solve it here. Another paper. We have negative here. We have negative. This expression, negative integration, negative all this integration. So negative multiply this positive will be negative, and negative multiply positive will be negative. So the result will be, we can write this expression equal all the result here. So we can write it here, integration about e power x sine x dx equal e power x sine x, subtract e power x cosine x, negative multiply positive equal negative, negative e power x sine x dx. And we can move this expression from left hand side to right hand side here, and we add this expression with this expression. So we can write 2 integration about e power x sine x dx equal e power x sine x plus subtract e power x cosine x, subtract e power x. Okay, we cancel this because we moved it from left hand side, right hand side, left hand side, and we can divide it by 2 here. So the result will be integration about what? Integration about this expression, we can divide it by 2, integration about e power x sine x dx equal this result. Okay, it is the result about the example. So integration about e power x sine x dx equal e power x, we can outside here, outside e power x outside, divided by 2 sine x subtract cosine x. Okay,